This time it's going to be the High Elves of Averlorn versus HitmanFluffy's Tomb Kings. And let's go ahead and see who comes out on top in the end. Update our blue players faction to the High Elves. All right, so here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be seeing the Screaming Skull Catapult making another appearance here once again from HitmanFluffy. And as we saw in the one battle I cast completely out of order, it was able to defeat the last High Elf army. So let's see if lightning strikes twice. Going to have 2 Skeleton Spearmen up front and 1 in the back. He's going to have 2 Tomb Scorpions. Going to have 2 Ushabti with Great Bows. Going to have a center line held up by Tomb Guard. So it looks like 2 Tomb Guard in the center. Now, for the remainder of this force, we got a Nehekara Horseman. We're going to have a Tomb Prince down here. Going to have, whatever that's called, Curse of Jaff. And then we're also going to have Archon the Black. He's going to have the Tomb Blade of Archon, the Liber Mortis, as well as, I can never remember the name of this one. Staff of Nagash, Fate of Buna, Spirit Leech, the Curse, and Life Leeching. Now let's take a look at what the High Elves have brought for us. And the High Elf formation, also there's a single unit of Carrion. I just noticed it's vanguarded over there. For the High Elves, we're going to have 3 Spearmen, 2 Phoenix Guard, 2 White Lines of Trace, a single Lothern Sea Guard. Going to have a Star Dragon, the Frostheart Phoenix, and then we're going to have a Lariel the Radiant up here with Star of Averlorn, Regrowth, Frost Protection, Arcane Conduit, Shield of Sapphire, and Life Bloom. So, that was a quick rundown of their armies, and here comes the battle. Screaming Skull Catapult going to be targeting these Phoenix Guard and doing some nice work to them. Ushabti with Great Bows are going to begin firing away at the Star Dragon. The Star Dragon is very much in firing range. Almost looks like he's doing that on purpose, though. Trying to draw some fire and maybe heal him up a bit later. Frostheart Phoenix diving into the Screaming Skull Catapult, trying to slow it down. Keep it from firing as much. But the Tomb Prince and Archon coming over here to counter that movement, and he will have to run off the field. But over here, look at this. The Star Dragon is down to half health, everybody. And they have got to be careful with this Star Dragon. If the Star Dragon goes, it's very likely the Tomb Kings will just win this. Because, I mean, that's 2,000 points here. Being invested, 2,400 points, I think, actually. Being invested into the Star Dragon. So that's a huge loss if it were to get knocked out right now. Lothar and Seaguard are going to open fire into the Ushabti with Great Bows. And we'll see what happens from here, but it does look like the infantry lines are about to engage. We're going to see these spearmen pulling up over here. We have the White Lines of Trace diving into combat against the Skeleton Warriors. We're going to have the Phoenix Guard here duking it out with the Skeleton Spearmen. And now this Tomb Scorpion, unfortunately, is caught out of position. And we're going to see the Frostheart Phoenix and the Lariel the Radiant double teaming it. And as we know, when it comes to double teaming, you usually win in a single entity fight. Over here, Star of Averlorn coming up on the Star Dragon. A much needed cast. And maybe that Star Dragon will live to fight another day because of it. But the Ushabti Great Bows are still firing away at it. And dishing out a ton of damage. Meanwhile, the Screaming Skull Catapult is getting an absolutely devastating angle on top of these Phoenix Guard, hitting them lengthwise in their formation and just dishing out so much damage. Tomb Scorpion desperately trying to get the hell out of there, but Lariel is not letting him go. And, oh man, Screaming Skull Catapult making another lovely appearance here in today's fight. Frostheart Phoenix is diving in. The Tomb Prince and Archon have dived in on top of it, though. And, yeah, but however, Lariel the Radiant is still around, still doing okay for herself. And the Frostheart Phoenix looks like it may be able to pull back up into the air and not get stuck in combat. Yeah, so many Tomb King resources are going to kill the Star Dragon, and the Star Dragon is just hanging on, and that's going to be a big problem. But here comes some more of the Great Bow Fire, dishing out quite a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, it's such a big target. It just gets hit so often by them. Terror kicking in on the Phoenix Guard. They're going to start running away. Screaming Claw Catapult clearly doing its job. Meanwhile, over here, the Tomb Scorpion has been killed off completely. And it is just laying there, actually very much like a dead scorpion in real life. Laying out flat as can be. Over here, Frostheart Phoenix, Lariel the Radiant, diving into combat, shutting down the Screaming Claw Catapult, Meanwhile, the Tomb Prince is going to dive into the back and hit that Frostheart Phoenix, but this battle may go against the Tomb King simply because the White Lines of Trace are here, High Elf Spearmen are here, and then they're going to have no infantry to help them out in that combat. And a Frostheart Phoenix and a Lariel versus a Tomb Prince and Archon should be a pretty even matchup when you take into account the infantry advantage of the High Elves there. Star Dragon trying to stay as far away as possible as it is getting low on HP, 1000 HP left, and it is just taking so much damage from these Ushabti over time. But good news for the High Elves is that the Ushabti have been so busy focusing on that Star Dragon that they have not expend any of their shots on any of these very high value High Elf units over on the Tomb King right flank. The Hekar Horsemen crumbling out of existence as they try to get on top of the Lothern Sea Guard. You're going to see an Earthblood going down on top of these units, replenishing the hit points of the Frostheart Phoenix and all of this High Elf infantry. And the High Elf infantry has almost chewed their way through the Skeleton Spearmen. Meanwhile, over here on this side of the battlefield, we're going to see a Tomb Scorpion, Ushabti with Great Bows duking it out with these Spearmen doing very well for themselves. They're not taking too much damage, but the Spearmen are just going to be a nuisance here, continuing to chase down the Ushabti with the Great Bows. And now the Lothern Sea Guard are going to start firing in there as well. And the Ushabti with Great Bows are going to begin firing over here towards this big force of High Elf forces, shooting into the White Lines of Trace by the look of it, or maybe the Frostheart Phoenix actually, doing quite a lot of damage. But Star Dragon is on the approach by the looks of it, and once he gets over here, he should be able to make some quick work of this Tomb Prince. And look at that, a very well-timed Heart of Averlorn going down, going to be saving that Frostheart Phoenix, the only thing keeping him alive right now. However, it is going to start routing, and that Tomb Prince may be able to kill it off. Balance of power definitely in favor of the Tomb Kings at this point in the battle, and so we'll see what happens. But look at this, the High Elves very much getting a break here. They are chasing down the Ushabti with Great Bows with Phoenix Guard and Spearmen, taking them out of combat range. So now these units are going to be able to just choose their engagements as they wish, because there's going to be no pressure coming in from those Ushabti with Great Bows, since they're getting chased to the other side of the map by some very well microed High Elf infantry forces. Meanwhile, right now, I would love to see them get on top of Archon the Black, who was stuck there for quite a while, and they just really missed an opportunity to goon squad him, dive in and kill him off. But now that he's on the ground out of that blob, they'll be able to run away, and I don't think these guys are going to be fast enough to catch up. The Frostheart Phoenix probably. But yeah, and it just looks to me like the Tomb Kings are luring all of this Air Force closer and closer to the Ushabti with Great Bow so they can start getting shots off again. A very nice play, and yeah, completely agree with it. The logic makes sense. But, oh my goodness, Alariel the Radiant just staying on top of Archon the Black like butter on bread, not letting him out of her sight. And it's kind of actually funny looking, you know? Like, hey Archon, what you up to? Where are you going? My name's Alariel. I'm Radiant. There goes the Frostheart Phoenix diving in and pulling out right away. The Star Dragon is getting focused by the Ushabti with the Great Bows. However, look at that. The Ushabti with the Great Bows getting caught out now by the Phoenix Guard and the High Elf Spearmen. And now the other one getting attacked by Alariel the Radiant. And that is going to buy enough time for the Star Dragon and the Frostheart Phoenix to get an Earthblood and to take out this Tomb Scorpion in a 2-on-1 fight. And now the Tomb Prince is really the only heavy hitter left in this Tomb King army, as we see the Ushabti with the Great Bows get compromised and killed off by Alariel and all of her infantry forces. A very, very close battle, but I think at this point I can go ahead and call it for the High Elves, as yeah, all the monsters have been taken care of for the Tomb Kings. The range units are being compromised for the Tomb Kings, and in spite of the Skeleton Warriors summon, I just don't think they have enough meat on the bones to get through it. Yeah, and over here, look at this. Still some healthy Lothern Sea Guards, some White Lines of Trace. Yeah, this battle is most certainly over. So we'll see what happens here in the tail end of it. Maybe the Star Dragon will come over for a breath or something. Shopty getting dealt with. The Tomb Prince 2. Yeah, Tomb Prince is just getting stuck in this horrible engagement with just a ton of infantry, and he cannot escape for his life. And now Archon the Black fighting against Alariel the Radiant. And oh my goodness gracious. She's starting to waver, but she's going to take off into the air. Army losses are going to kick in, and that's going to be a GG. Croissant taking that best of 3 in a 2-0 fashion with 2 very, very, very close games against the Tomb Kings. So, for the sake of time, I'm going to get moving along rather quickly, but yeah, awesome games to those 2 players, and especially that first one. What a comeback for Croissant. I was not expecting that at all. No offense to you, Croissant, of course. And HitmanFluffy, better luck next time, my friend. Those were some good games you had against Croissant.